Alright, so where do I begin? Alright, first I'll start by saying this is my first time ever doing a video like this. Uh, I'm not going to be professional, not going to know what I'm doing half this time, probably get lost in my own thought, because right now I'm pretty much just talking to myself. And I'm verifying with myself my own thoughts, my own beliefs, but I'm also wanting to share a journey that I've been going through that has really empowered me on my daily life. I like to kind of speak about my enlightenment, and when I speak about my enlightenment, I mean my enlightenment in the fact that I am not just a human being, I am more. I am an infinite being, something that will always live on, something that is in my body as an energy as opposed to being my body and what they call Tristan Daley. So that's hard to grasp upon. I go to a lot of my friends and I start being that odd one out because this is the things that I want to talk about. These are the things that I want to discuss and see if they can really resonate with what I'm learning about. And it's hard not, first of all, communicating with a person. I'm talking to myself. So where I like to start off is by saying that when I realized that I am an energy, whoa, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt at first, Every day I was kind of going to bed, getting mind fucked in a way, and changing the way I thought. I realized that I had to challenge my own beliefs after high school and start relearning and start re-questioning everything I've been told. So, started with the roots, my thoughts, my believing in my own existence in a whole. I came along so many different theories, so many different analogies, and I guess over time listening to so many, I guess I adopted my own, right? I'm 19 and I feel like I'm on the journey of life right now to find my life purpose, and I've given myself a life purpose. My life purpose, I'd like to say, is I'd like to influence and inspire nations. And that's pretty big, it's pretty bold, but when I realized that I was an infinite being, not set for limitations, all that really meant for me is that I had to go out there and start deserving more in life. When I talk about deserving, I talk about what am I putting in to get out. Pretty much going into the law of exchange that our universe is pretty bounded by, right? I don't know how to proceed with this. Obviously, it's my first time. I don't know if I'm going to end up repeating myself or if I don't get to my points properly. This is a trial. I'm going to leave this whole video because this is what, it's a test, it's a tester. Where I like to go forward with this is that the fact that once you realize that, or once I realized that I was the energy in my body, then I can start being present in my body, start overviewing my thoughts and start realizing the power of doing that gave me. And I'd like to say that the power of overviewing and realizing that you're the master, you're the controller of your thoughts, and as opposed to your thoughts being the controller of you, it really allows you to choose which thoughts serve you and choose what you think. I don't know if that makes sense, Sometimes when I'm listening to people give audios and stuff like that, it's easier to make sense of it, but this is my practice to give back because I want to practice teaching this. or at least sharing what I'm learning, because, like I said, my main goal was, first of all, I was going through a lot. My main goal was to how do I control my emotions. That's a topic that if you ask a random person, they probably tell you I can't. You just feel, or you just experience. But when I started doing my research and coming across people who have been practicing this and speaking about this, what I've gathered from all that was that our emotions are tied to our thoughts. And in the sense of, you experience something with your senses, okay? Whatever you experience, it goes through a thought process in our brain. Whatever that thought process comes up with, being good or bad, let's say it is a breakup of a sort, most people would automatically assume that's bad, right? How could this person betray me? How could, I thought they were the one for me, how much time wasted, whatever we tell ourselves, you know, those create emotions, right? You use words in our heads like betrayal, disappointed, all those words. It's gonna make you feel what? Most likely depressed. I know it made me feel depressed when I thought of those things. But when I realized that we had the power to think differently, or at least the option, right? We don't really get to control our thoughts, but we get to choose which ones we own and disown. So there's always another way to look at things, another perspective, right? So another perspective would be to think of a breakup as maybe a chance to find your own path and be happy by yourself. Okay, that's, now you're probably starting to get more excited. Maybe it's a chance to find the right person for you. Maybe it's the chance to go out there and find yourself, make yourself happy before you can make someone else happy. So when you start thinking of it that way, then you can start actually creating more good vibes within your body. The fact that I believe I'm an energy really changes the whole game for the way I live, because I wake up every day knowing that I'm in life and I should be present in it, because as this energy, I'm given the privilege of life to experience the human experience, human interaction, human emotions, this and that. I'm not just a human body going through the motions. I'm the energy that only has this one lifetime on earth to experience this kind of stuff. A lot of people, I feel like, are lost, maybe because they haven't even realized that they are the consciousness. They are just the thing, the nothingness almost inside their body that brings life to themselves, I feel like it's very important to be conscious in life, because of, let's say, when we all talk to ourselves. Me right now, I'm talking to myself, but eventually there'll be an audience, whether there is or not. Like I said, I'm doing this for myself, so I can verify my thoughts, practice my speech on what I am learning, So it's actually kind of crazy, but already then I lost my train of thought. So this will be a journey. Making videos and stuff like that will be a journey. I don't have anything written down or anything, so this is all about what I've remembered and what I've adopted from the stuff I've been listening to and the audios I've been listening to and the books I've read. So where can I go from there? Fuck. I am lost, but that is actually horrible. Well, I realize this now. It's going to be a lot harder than it looks. I was thinking it'd be a piece of cake, and my only worry about making this video was that I would be all over the place. I wouldn't have a topic, or I would have too many topics. I wouldn't have a conclusion, a point to be made. But hey, no one can hate, right? Because at least I'm out here, I'm trying. So I can honestly say I will get better as it goes. I will get more confident as it goes. Maybe I'll be more prepared. It was just something I wanted to push myself today, to actually get out here and speak in front of a camera, talking to myself, but and I did it. Maybe I can share or I can reflect back upon growing up, right? Growing up, I was raised half Jamaican, half Polish. That's my mix. My mom is Polish, dad is Jamaican. My dad, growing up, I was very aware that his characteristics and stuff were not the best, and now that I'm older, I can see they definitely were not the best. He stayed at home while my mom worked as a hairdresser. He smoked cigarettes. He did harder stuff. Eventually, as I grew older, I seemed to realize uh, it was just a waste of space. Obviously, my mom, being a beautiful woman, smart too, she left them. And as a child, I always thought, why can't my parents just love each other? I was just so lost. And I kind of seemed to realize that me being that child, they were not raising me right. They had good intentions. They wanted to put food on the table, they wanted to put a roof over my head, but they were not raising this blank canvas that I once was. So now my process is to undo all they say that takes the first 7 years of being born, you are being programmed from your surroundings, not necessarily what you're told, but what you see and what you're around. So right now I'm in the process of undoing all those bad habits, all those things that when my father was once around, neglecting me, being in and out of jail, in and out of a job, couldn't be steady, consistent. These are habits that now at 19, I'm actually trying to pursue and adapt in my own, change my DNA. So when I have children, things will work out for them. And also being a great teacher of life, just so when they come in life, they're not lost. I now realize that if I was told this at an early age, these 4 things, I would not have made so many mistakes growing up. And these 4 things that I think I would tell my son or anyone pretty much that hasn't heard this is that we're the 4 things to make us feel good, feel fulfilled inside. Our first one is health. Okay, obvious reasons. We are in a human body. We are not the human body. So in our human body, we want to feel like this is our temple. They say this is our temple. So we want to make sure our temple is up and running so we can experience anything we want to do. You want to go out for a run. You want to be able to use your lungs that the human body gives you to breathe better. You want to. You see where I'm going with this. I don't know. So pretty much, health is first thing we should have been taken care of. Being taught, being told to watch out for anything we can do to find health. Go out and seek it. Second one, for maybe not for children, but for many of us, wealth. I feel like comes second. After you get your first pillar, at least handled or managed, or get an understanding for which is health. Then you can move on to the second, which is wealth. Create some sort of wealth, some sort of value for yourself, whether it be money as we know today, or maybe wealth as in values that you build or install in yourself. And these are things that me myself I'm trying to build and make accustomed to almost every day. I'm going online, I'm researching, learning from the roots of what I need to know, because I realize that everything is now on the internet, and the secret is out. It's just, do we know what we're looking for? Do we want to put in that work to undo those how many years of bad habits and bad thinking? And are we strong enough to do that? I know I'm strong enough, and I'm telling you, getting up in front of this camera today it's tough. I actually made at least 10 excuses not to do it before I actually came and did it. And right now I'm winging it. So it feels pretty good. I know I'm strengthening myself. I'm putting in what I have to, at least to get a better result in the end game. So we want to create some sort of wealth for ourselves. I feel like the best way to be wealthy or to create wealth is to figure out yourself, your life purpose. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I feel like my life purpose is to what was it? I'm blank right now, but I think it's to inspire, and influence nations, you know. The only reason why I say that is because growing up, I always felt like I was really persuasive. I was a good talker. Right now, I might not seem like the best talker, but first of all, I'm, I'm winging it. You know, I'm going off what I remember. I'm trying to strengthen my memory on this topic because it's something that's so new and something so fresh I'm learning. Um, and I feel like I want to make good, so I want to influence, inspire nations, not just my friends or family, but I want to reach millions of people if I can, at least get them to see my journey. Um, because I have some things I'm working on right now that I want to be able to get out of where I am to say that I was once there and now look what I've become, look what I've accomplished, so once you can create health and wealth for yourself, the next one is love. Fourth one's happiness. I say these together because love and happiness are completely different things. You could be in a relationship, loving relationship, but you can also not be happy, especially if your health and your wealth are not intact, right? Like I said, these are the four pillars to life to feel fulfilled. Once you can get a grip on at least these main four things, you can't skip out, right? You can't skip on a health. Okay, I'll skip the second pillar. I want to go straight to wealth. What happens then? Maybe you get your wealth. Maybe you get it to the best of your ability, but you skipped on your health, so you can't enjoy your wealth or enjoy your lifetime as much as you can. Or let's say you have the first two pillars. You have health, wealth, and your happiness, but you have no loved ones to share your happiness or your wealth or your health with. You don't want to grow old with your family. Maybe you abandoned or abandoned you because you're too focused on yourself with wealth and health. So we do need, as humans, to find a balance between four things: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Um, Going back to wealth, I feel like the best way to become wealthy is to, like I said, find a life purpose and make a career, make a living on that. It'd be amazing. Uh, how I see down the road is getting better at these videos, being more influential, more on point, more sharper, and waking up, doing a YouTube video, after a nice meditation, whatever it may be, and let's say 1 million views, and getting paid for that. I woke up, made a video inspiring people, and I got paid for that. Wow, I think I think I'd do that every day. I'm talking to myself right now. I'd be being paid for pretty much talking to myself. These are things that are goals. These are things that I want to work towards, but I definitely realize I gotta work on things. I gotta develop characteristics within myself, practice what I preach. I do go on every day and I look for signs of people sharing negativity, stuff like that, or trying to give me negativity. Because remember, we are all energy. So if someone you're around is negative, you're gonna be absorbing their energy. Are you strong enough to maybe give them good energy, right? That's how I think about it. So right now I'm creating all the good energy that I need, doing everything that I need to do, learning as much as I can. Am I perfect? No. Only if you knew my story. There's so much to know about Tristan Daley, but if you knew my story, I was a bad kid, but I feel like because my parents were so young and the way my dad was and the way my mom was maybe abstinent, she was young too, she still wanted to have her life and she was working for my dad and me because, how things worked out like that. I wasn't being raised right. I wasn't being, programmed right. So, I'm not using that as an excuse. I did what I did. I can only reflect upon it, but I don't really reflect too much because I'm so focused on waking up and being present in my body and now appreciating, knowing that I'm just the energy, going out in life and experiencing things and experiencing human interaction and what level other people are on. What level are they thinking on a daily basis? Because whatever I'm talking to myself right now about, I do talk about with everybody. It's just that no one talks about it, so I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language. I'm not even a professional, or I'm not even really knowledgeable to the best of my ability about what I'm talking about. But the fact that I dipped into this information, I was so curious about it. People have even started, so I'm ahead of people. But I want whoever's on the end side of seeing this, I want them to realize that I'm not too high up there, so I hope you can relate. I hope you can relate. Uh, I'm gonna definitely keep posting videos because even doing this for 20 minutes so far, it's fun. You know, like I said, I might get lost and I might scramble all over the place, but this is real. This is me. I just want you to remember when you think of yourself, try to locate yourself in your body. Where would you point at yourself? I'm here. No, that's your heart. Where are you? Where are you? You know what I mean? I don't know why. I like to think of myself as like, people say we're here, we're the third eye. I have a weird place for myself. I like to think like I'm back here somewhere. I'm like in the midst of the back, overviewing everything. I don't know why. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. That's just what I believe in. But I definitely feel like I am the consciousness of this body. I feel like, we say we only live once. That might be true. We might only live once on Earth, okay? But yeah, it's my mom. I feel like we might only live once on Earth. But let's say our lifetime, our full lifetime, our full existence is, I'll give you an example, is this long, okay? This is our whole lifetime. I like to think of it as us being this much. This is only on planet Earth, okay? So us being the consciousness, the energy, we live this long. But on Earth, we only live for that long on Earth. After a time on this is done, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? I don't know why I think like that. I know we're all going to pass on, but what are you leaving when you pass on? I feel like me bettering myself will better my genes, and my kids will not grow up lost. And remember, when we go back to, let's say year one, what was our main goal in life? Reproduce. We back then were the ultimate technology, so people were so in tune with their body and their brain, and even me speaking to you guys on this laptop, I believe that 90, if not 99% of this laptop was made out of a thought. Someone had to think of building the laptop. The other 1% or 10% was just the radical action of that thought. They manifested the laptop from their thought, from their mind, and made technology, as opposed to, as with this elastic band, 90% of this was made from a thought, baby. And that's the reality, right? So what do you desire? What do I desire? Like I said, I desire to influence and inspire nations. It feels good to say, because when I reach that goal, when I manifest that in my life, I can look back at all the videos that I started with. This very first video probably be very, very shitty in my eyes when I look in the future, but it was a start. It was that radical action that I have a dream, I have a vision, and I realize that I'm on earth to live my purpose. I used to be told every day, you gotta go to school or you're gonna be nothing. People who are going to school look at me, you're not going to school? What are you gonna do? I just knew that school was feeding me information, nothing I can apply in life, nothing I can really do with my life. If I went to school and they taught me about how to control my emotions with my thoughts, whoa, would I be going to school? Because this is something, we are living life. Teach me about life, right? Where do you find this information? Hopefully one day my channel will be that place you come to. I have my channels I go to learn about this stuff, but we all interpret it and project it back out in our own unique, authentic way. So, I don't even really know what I covered in this video. It's going to be interesting to look it back, to show my friends. I'm not going to be embarrassed, because this is something I'm doing on my free time. I'm learning, and I'm being willing to push myself and get out of my comfort zone, post this publicly, this and that. Feels good every day. I'm improving. Uh, it's just it would help if people had questions that maybe I can answer. But like I said, I'm talking to myself. I forget what I said half the time. I'm just speaking out of stuff I've adapted to believe. I didn't once believe this, and that's a fact. And it was hard for me to believe this. I had to listen, and I had to really sit back and let all my opinions go and just let them mind fuck me, brainwash me, thinking positively. It was like, what? Why would I think like that? No, that's clearly bad. Like with a breakup, it's clearly bad. I just got betrayed by my partner. No, brainwash me to think better, because when I think better, it's going to create better internal conditions. I realize that we, living the human experience, being this energy, we have to take 110% responsibility for our internal feelings, right? Someone can, let's say, leave a nasty comment, whatever the case might be. Let's say me reading that comment, I have a way to perceive it through my thought process. Either I think that's good or bad. But who says it's good or bad? Maybe if I just always had a positive outlook, be like, wow, this person watched my video to the very end. Let's say, just gave myself good, better thoughts and, whatever. Or, they took the time out of their day to leave a comment on my page, I'm feeling better about myself already, thinking about people could even do that. So I'm excited for people to leave comments, do this or that, because I've been watching YouTube my whole life, but this is my first time actually going to make an appearance, make my existence known, and it's exciting. So I hope a lot of you can adapt to the fact that we are energy. We are the thing inside our bodies. The fact that I look like this, I'm half Polish, half Jamaican, male, whatever the case may be, that was just my luck of the draw. We all have our lucks of the draws, right? Some are better than others, some are worse than others. But think about it. Our ancestors, my great ancestor, did not look anything close to me. So even if someone can say I'm not that great looking, I know if my ancestors ever saw me, they'd be like, wow, what a prodigy. You look beautiful. Perfect skin, whatever. Just remember, our ancestors did not look like this. We evolved. I can show you a picture of someone who would be considered beat. Guarantee you their ancestors would be unrecognizably hideous. Let's say, It's just the way we have to look at things is so different. And it's hard too, because we've been trained. Society, social media now, we've been trained to think worst case scenario. And that's pretty fucked up in my opinion. So I'm on the journey, the process to retrain my brain, reprogram my subconscious, and and definitely get rid of some bad habits. That's from smoking. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but it is something I'm going to be working on, and that's something that I'll probably record. I'll tell you a little something. I actually tried to quit cigarettes for one day. Okay, just to see what would happen. I wasn't gonna be judgmental on myself if I couldn't do it, this and that. But I woke up and I wrote on a paper my goal. So my goal was not to have a cigarette. Okay, I work in an environment where my partner smokes a lot of cigarettes, heavy smoker. We drive, we have a lot of free time, stressful work, so it's easy and it's accessible for me to have a cigarette. So going into that day, my goal was to not have a cigarette. Okay, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, by 11, I want to say by 11, wow, the amount of thoughts. I was just being present in this moment. I wanted to see what the withdrawal was like. I wanted to test this out. I wanted to see what my body will do if I don't have a cigarette. So I knew that my body would want it, but I just wanted to be conscious, present in that moment. And I realized that my brain is telling and giving my consciousness any reason it could to have a cigarette. It wanted me to fail. It was telling myself, you're too deep in, have a cigarette. You're stressed out, have a cigarette, just take a puff. Just anything to break my goal. But what I realized was that I am the consciousness. If I didn't want to have a smoke, I easily could not have had a smoke. Long story short, I had a smoke at like 4 p.m. But I mean, that's long hours. I did good around in that environment. Uh, but once I had it, I didn't stop. So that was kind of bad myself. I kind of felt guilty. I didn't even feel fulfilled. I felt like down. But what I realized was that just because my brain and my thoughts told me have a cigarette, I was the actual true power that allowed myself to withdraw or hold back from it for so long. And I feel like once I quit cigarettes and I build that internal strength, strengthen my willpower as a consciousness, really become the master of my domain and my brain, have more control over my thoughts than let my thoughts have control over me. I will be I'll be doing pretty well for myself because I am a Pisces. I have a lot of dreams, I have a lot of ambition. I never wanted to work a job. I wanted to live out a job, if that's it, going back into living a life purpose. So it's been 30 minutes and it hasn't felt like that long. If anyone can actually stay and watch this video that long, I actually rate you for that, because it probably was pretty hard to watch because I'm not good at it. It's not going to be edited. You're going to see my errors, you're going to see my mistakes, but I want you to see my progress. This is video 1. I'm Tristan Daley, 19 years old, and let's see how this goes.